The short-term letting industry has boomed in recent years, with many taking advantage of platforms like Airbnb. However, the hotel sector has called for an even playing field, which the amendments to the Register of Property Occupation Act aims to achieve, as well as ensuring safety and quality standards are met. The legislation calls for mandatory registration before the property is advertised. Annual returns will be required, with information passed on to the Income Tax Office. Property owners will also have to pay the sustainable tourist fee.
Those renting out property short-term have obligations to declare the income derived, and this bill will make pursuing the correct declaration of that income easier to trace by the Commissioner of Income Tax. Removal from the registrar occurs if the host has provided false information or if notification is provided by the host to the registrar that the property has ceased to be short-term rental property. The proposed legislation does not envisage the issuing of permits, but rather of a unique registration number in respect of that property. Ultimately, this piece of legislation will assist government to collate statistics of these properties insofar as occupancy rates, the number of guests, the length of stay, and the revenue collected are concerned.
The government will be following up with further legislation to deal with the finer details. Other bills passed in Parliament include the amendment to the Financial Services Act to ensure continued regulatory alignment with the UK. The amendment to the Care Agency Act, which makes a provision for an adult safeguarding board. The amendment to the Civil Partnership Act to make provision for no-fault dissolutions, also reducing the minimum period of partnership required prior to the commencement of the proceedings from 3 years to 1. And also the bill to amend the Stamp Duties Act, which gives effect to measures announced in the 2023 budget. This raises the threshold to £350,000, where a fee of 4.5% will be applied, which represents an increase of 1%. On this bill, the GSD were caught sleeping, and a unanimous vote was officially recorded. The opposition later corrected the record for Hansard only, that the intention had been to abstain. Again, in respect of the Income Tax Amendment Bill, the GSD erroneously recorded an abstention rather than the intended against.
That was my personal mistake rather than a mistake of the entire bench.
The record will reflect that and record that, but the vote as it was passed down.
Well, the intention of the opposition is to vote against.
All right.
Parliament was adjourned to 3 p.m. tomorrow, when the Chief Minister will move a motion accusing opposition members Keith Azzopardi and Damon Bossino of misleading the public.